Yeah, obviously we know Errol's been in a situation recently, but
I don't think it'll happen next year. I don't think it'll happen the year after. And it's not because promoters don't want it to happen, because I have grave doubts whether Errol Spence will be back in the ring in the foreseeable future. Unfortunately, as that may be, and I have received some inside intelligence that allows me to say that. So, I mean, let's pass on Errol Spence, because until we see him face to face, until he appears in public, until we can establish that he's ready to go back into the ring, it's unfortunate, but let's not talk about him. He's a lovely young man. That was a horrible accident that he had, and just leave it at that.
And like I say, I'm loyal to my legacy and my career before I'm loyal to, somebody, one of my acquaintances. So, I'm a guy that's gonna come and get the victory, and then after the fight, we can be friends.
If you unified the belts here, are you gonna go over and fight that guy at Top Rank?
Who's that guy at Top Rank?
Terrence Crawford?
Oh, definitely. Well, not after this fight. I'm looking to get the winner out of Pacquiao and Thurman. But that's definitely a fight that I do want later on in 2020.
How do you...
Errol's hopes and aspirations would have to be put on hold, because in the meantime, he will be dealing with the life-threatening injury due to the car accident that he sustained. This will be a pivotal moment in Errol Spence's career and life, and also in the boxing community, because many will come out and show their true colors, whether being supporters of Errol Spence or detractors of Errol Spence or just flat-out haters. This will show who was who, and this is like the height of the civil war and the separation of the two fan bases. I believe this was the final blow for numerous reasons. A lot of it had to do with the fan bases, and some of it had to do with the camps, on Spence camp and mainly Terrence Crawford camps.
Hey man, dog on the brand, man. Yeah, you know the champ step. This salute. No, for real. Hey, what made you start doing that scoop when you got up out there though?
You see me, huh?
Hey, when you do it again. Do that hoe.
And that shit was a dance.
Do that hoe.
Oh God,
it was that.
Oh God, I didn't even know I did this shit. That's why I got a dance and hit that. I didn't know I hit that one. Oh God, all my life I know I hit that one. Oh God.
Oh God, the arena went crazy. Hey, they didn't show that on pay-per-view, but the arena went crazy.
Oh God, they was screaming. Everybody,
oh God!
Everybody started singing the shit. Everything.
Oh God, they was screaming quarter to the ninth round. That nigga got up, did that whole nigga, and all of a sudden they started rapping that hoe, and he popped that nigga. That nigga started wiggling. On my mom, he looked like Nate.
Yeah. City was crazy out there.
I'ma leave this here for all you Spence fans. They say a drunk ain't shit. Those are the words of Brian Bomac McIntyre, who posted a video that's been circulating online, which you just saw.
Crushing blow to the boxing world. Your boy, Earl the White Bully Spence, may never fight again, man. Reports are coming in that the White Bully Spence is in the wheelchair, broken bones and all that. I told you dudes this already though, man. You think that a guy going that fast drunk get thrown out of a car, land on the cement, you dig what I'm saying, face first, because he broke his teeth, he not gonna have no injuries, no real injuries? You think God blessing people like that around here? You know what I mean? He's like, yo son, yo CBT, you gonna be happy about this. I'm like, what? He's like, yo, the White Bully Spence ain't gonna never fight again, son. He telling me all the injuries and the reports and how he got the information, because you know I was digging in. I'm like, yo, real talk, Playboy, like, don't play with me, son, because I'm gonna put this on the air, and my reputation, CBT Casual Boxing Talk is on the line. It's on the line, man, and I want to keep the, news flowing, man. You see what I'm saying now? We already know that his jaw is Wyatt. Trust me when I tell you this, people. His jaw is Wyatt. My homie from Dallas told me, yo, your boy, he, you know what I mean? He don't know the extent of all his injuries, but it ain't what they told you, man.
In their mind. I think for him, definitely for me, I'm putting boxing to the side and just, want him to be okay for the rest of his life. If by chance, the miracle continues that we've heard, the miracle continues and he's able to get back in the gym at the summer and get ready for a fight by the fall, I wish him the best.
This your boy Roy, man. Hope all is well with you. Hope you get better. Hope you have a speedy recovery. Just keep praying, keep God first, stay strong mentally. You are a fighter at heart, so we want to see you back healthy, well, as soon as possible, all right? God bless you. Keep striving, keep being strong. Peace.
Major respect to you. We appreciated how you addressed the Errol Spence situation. Do you have what was your initial reaction when you saw that? Because for a lot of us, we got the notification and it was like, man, it just hit us because we never see them type of headlines.
Right.
What was your initial reaction to that?
Man, I was just like, man, dang, that's messed up. I hope that dude all right. You know, you got a family at home. You got 2 little daughters and stuff. You know, don't nobody want to wish nothing bad on another fighter. Right. Not like that. You know, so I was just like, man, I hope he's all right.
And you've been through your own situation, so I feel like as much as y'all get talked about, y'all have that in common now that he's been through something just the same way you have, and that really changed the trajectory of your career, right?
Right.
After that situation, you know, you went overseas to beat Ricky Burns in the UK and etc. So, I mean, like I said, I just appreciate how you handled that. It showed a lot of love and respect.
Of course.
Now, you don't fight. Crawford would go on to prepare himself to defend his WBO title against Mean Machine, Igor Kavalauskas. While being no stranger to adversity outside the ring, he showed true class, keeping it professional in the talks of him and Errol Spence in a potential match to come. Even though Errol Spence's career was in doubt, Crawford did not waver from his own. He continued to press and go forward. But once again, I have to give a salute to Terrence Crawford for being a real one in interviews about Errol Spence's incidents outside the ring, being straight down the middle about his own circumstances that happened before.
Good feeling.
Current WBO junior welterweight world champion Terrence Bud Crawford paid a visit to the center to spend time with the young men.
Don't none of y'all want to be here for the rest of y'all lives, do y'all?
Crawford, who is an Omaha native, said growing up he was surrounded by negative influences.
God was telling me that this ain't for you. You got a lot of talent and you need to be utilizing it.
Crawford sent that same message to the inmates.
You in charge of your own destiny. Not the man next to you. You is, because you got a choice to make.
He was talking about choices, how I could have made a better choice, you know, to end up here.
It's coming from somebody who's been through the same type of stuff that I've been through.
Because I separated myself.
Kurt Jordan, administrative assistant at the facility, says Crawford was a great role model to show them they too can beat all odds.
There is problem. Turn pro. That was my next question. What's next for you?
Yeah, turn professional. Look out for him.
Crawford made his professional debut in March of 2008. But 6 months later, it was an evening away from the ring when his life changed forever. He'd been shooting dice with a dangerous crowd in North Omaha, and then returned to his parked car to count his winnings from the game.
I got shot right here. I got hit with the first shot and I was just like, damn. I was like, man, I'm shot. There was blood everywhere. There was blood all over my car. When it stopped, I looked up and that's when everybody was just like, man, go to the hospital.
They told me he was lucky because I guess the bullet went in and bounced off or something.
That head was hard.
Yep.
The doctors said I was lucky, being that the distance that the projectile was fired from and the window that made the bullet tumble instead of going straight, that it was God. Because I wasn't the only one that got shot that night. A friend got shot and it shattered his whole arm. And I just got lucky.
45 and you're a champion at 47. Where are you at in your life and your career right now? How do you just feel as a whole?
I feel great, you know, but I feel like I still got a lot to accomplish. You know, I want to become undisputed.
At 47?
At 147, for sure. That's the kind of thing that drives me, you know, to become undisputed. You know, 35, I couldn't become undisputed because of the politics
and
that's going on right now. So, but
all in all, I'm blessed and I'm happy.
And you come from one of the roughest places in Omaha, Nebraska, bro. You've been shot, survived that. You don't add that into the equation when you're promoting yourself. Why? How do you separate those two?
Because ain't nothing good or I'm not proud about getting shot.
But a lot of people,
you know, like
they play it up though.
I could have died. Like I got shot in the head. Like
Facts.
ain't nothing to be proud about that. You know, like I want to leave that where it's at.
Yeah.
So I hate it. You know, everybody want to bring up that topic.
Yeah.
Oh man, about when you got shot. And man, I've been telling this story over and over. Like I don't want to tell it no more.
I'm not counting. One thing I love about you, man, is you're an everyday dad. Meaning like you're not, I mean, obviously you're in and out, you got work, but your kids seem to be everything. You know, you also help a lot of people. I don't think people really understand that. Why are you like that?
Man, my dad left when I was 1 year old. Navy, did 20 years. My dad was my everything. So when my dad come into town, you know, I always had this little temper problem, like anger problem. And I think that was because of my dad. He left at an early age and stuff. And when he would come in town for leave, I would flip out when he leave.
When he would leave.
Because couldn't nobody control me. So it was just like, when my dad left, I always vowed that I would never leave my kids like my dad left us. Yeah, he'll come to my national tournaments. He'll come the ones that he could come to, but yeah, man,
You know, so there's a lot of things that I can do in the ring, and this week it'll show.
You were on First Take earlier in the week, and Teddy Atlas was sitting where you're sitting. I was sitting right there, and he called you the most instinctual fighter he's ever seen, which is like, what? There have been 100+ years of boxing. People have seen a million guys. Very rare for an old timer, for a guy who's been around for a while to say a guy who's presently fighting has the best instincts he's ever seen. What does that mean to you?
So you hating because you don't agree with him.
See, that's your pre-fight attitude, right?
I'm just saying, you don't agree.
Who said I didn't agree with him? I didn't tell you if I agreed or not.
Well, you talking like you don't.
Well, no.
Do you agree with him?
Do I agree? I think that you're among them. You have great instincts. I would have to think about whether you're Wilfred Benitez had incredible. There were lots of guys with great instincts.
Right.
That's why I'm saying it's like when you single a guy out and say the best, and you're skipping over 100+ years of fighters. That's not hating, brother. That's just real. But he said that about you. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah, it just tells where my skill level at, and you know, instincts is something that you can't teach.
Bud would go on to try to stake his claim as the division's #1. Already considered #1 on many people's pound-for-pound list, he would take on Egas Kavaliauskas in his next fight. Not without resistance, though. Egas was a game opponent, and he came with a level of resistance that many hadn't seen Bud face in quite some time. Some people ruled it a knockdown. Some people ruled it a slip. Regardless of what it was, Bud Crawford got off the canvas to show that he had the true champion and dog mentality within him to fight back, fire with fire. Some would give credit and some would detract. Some would say, hey, fighting fire with fire could get you in trouble if you were to face a Errol Spence if he's the same, or a Sean Porter, or any of the upper opposition at the welterweight division. Others would say that, hey, Bud was showing that he has another level to his game, and that at any time he can adapt to the situations and take over a fight in multiple ways. Regardless of which way these fans and people chose, it seemed like it began to be harder and harder for people to give these fighters their just due, seemingly wanting to take away from the one fighter's accomplishments and abilities to big up the other ones. The Civil War began to get uglier and uglier, but it was beginning to show a clearer picture of who was who and what side and who people were rooting for. Some were still able to remain neutral, but it was far and few in between. Strangely, but predictably, things began to get more and more personal between the fan bases, more so than it was with the fighters. This made it hard for new fans and neutral fans to be able to coexist in a space where you had obvious divided sides and propaganda and agendas going all over the social media platforms.
He got a lot of holes in his game. He got a lot of holes in his game. He makes a lot of holes. Lot of holes. Lot of holes. Lot of holes in his game. He's not this boxer. Everybody get hit in fights. It's a fight. But he's not this perfect boxer that can beat everybody. He can't beat Canelo and Cotto. He can't beat those. Can't beat those guys, man. Those guys, he said it himself.
Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford, you see when Terrence Crawford get hit with something, he forget about boxing. It ain't about boxing no more. He want to fight. He want to fight. You know what I'm saying? And when you get in there with a sharpshooter like Errol Spence Jr., come on, bro. You know how that shit gonna go. But look, I'm not taking no shine off of Terrence Crawford. Great performance. Terrence Crawford is one of the best finishers in boxing. He might be, if you aside from Deontay Wilder, I'm gonna say behind Deontay Wilder and maybe Tank Davis, and then Terrence Crawford. Let's say Deontay Wilder, Tank Davis, and Terrence Crawford. Those might be the top 3 best finishers in the sport. Like when they get somebody hurt, oh, they getting your ass up out of there.
First thing a lot of people want, there's a lot of guys that's on the PBC side that would love Crawford to get knocked out, because that's what kind of fans are out there now. They're network fans now. I want Bud to win because I'm a fan and because I want him to fight these PBC guys. I mean, if he loses to Spence, I'm cool with that loss. But I'm not cool with losing to Kavaliauskas. You know, because even though I know this guy is dangerous, the public don't believe so because they never heard of him before.
The tables were truly beginning to turn on Errol Spence, but not the way that he perceived. Publicly, his image took a real hit. People started to question him outside of the ring more than ever, and they favored Bud in and outside of the ring at this point, making Bud pretty much becoming a media darling and Errol Spence becoming more of a bad guy.
I'm going to tell you guys that when I read that response, I didn't look at it, or I don't look at it the way you guys look at it. A lot of people say, oh, Errol Spence, you know what I'm saying? He talked about no broken bones, no fractures. He a savage, this, and that. Errol Spence is out cold, you know what I'm saying? This, and that. This is the stuff Legends is made up. I'm like, what? This is the stuff that Legends, driving drunk?
I, man, look. So Errol Spence has released his first words since the accident. And it reads, and I quote, "No broken bones, I'm a savage." Wrong. It should be no broken bones. How? No broken bones. I'm lucky. No broken bones. Hallelujah. No broken bones. You could have said so many things instead of no broken bones, I'm a savage. I do love the confidence from Errol Spence. But us as boxing fans in the boxing community, we sat there and held our breath for hours to see if you were going to be okay.
Spence is going to lose a lot of fans because of this. Okay, a lot of people are going to lose respect for him. And that's just something he has to deal with. Okay, that's something he has to live with. You know, because there's a lot of people, this hurt a lot of people personally because they were either a victim to drinking and driving, or they lost someone close to them because of drinking and driving, you know? So he's going to lose a lot of fans, and it is what it is, you know? What Spence needs to do here, and I said some of these things in my previous video about it. Spence just got to get his shit together, get in order. If he needs to see if he needs counseling, you know, I don't know if it's just one of those nights where he was out drinking, having a good time.
Sports bragging rights too personal, too serious. Errol Spence ain't doing nothing to nobody, man. Some people could like somebody's style, or you could like a style better than other. You could be a fan of Bud Crawford. What's wrong with these people? They think that this is like. I think people see this like it's hip hop or something like that. Like if you like Errol Spence, you can't like Bud Crawford. If you like Bud Crawford, you can't like Errol Spence. If you like Errol Spence, you can't like Keith Thurman. If you like Keith Thurman, you can't like Errol Spence. And in a time like this, y'all, you think there's room for hating? I guess it is. In a time like this, people still want to throw the jabs. People still want to hate. People still want to disrespect. People is coming out with the craziest. Yo,
He was in the gym. Get up out of here. What's poppin', Fight World? You rocking with your boy. We over here talking about the way Bully Spence. Yeah, we see him. He running around. He walking around now, showing his ugly face, looking like a complete ragamuffin with all that hair, man. But at the end of the day, I'm looking forward to hearing him explain himself.
Like my whole body was just sore. You know, it was just I guess a miracle from God, and you know, He really protected me during the accident because. I mean, anybody else would probably been killed. So, you know, it was just a blessing from God that, you know, I was able to make it safe and I was able to return back to boxing next year.
We're looking at it right here again, the scene of the accident, one-car accident. What do you remember from it, Errol?
I don't really remember too much, but I can't really talk about the case now. I've been advised by my lawyer because it's still a pending case going on. So out of respect, you know, I choose not to talk about it.